So I'm getting some questions about the course project, which is understandable. I understand everybody wants to do a thorough job. I'm going to go through it again here in detail, and this should clear up any confusion you and or your partner may have. Okay, this is, again, two-person project. Let me just say, it's going to be a 4 to 5 page paper. I am not looking for anything extravagant. In other words, I'm not looking for a 40 to 50 page proposal. That's not what this project is all about. 4 to 5 pages, 12 font, double space should do it. And I'll tell you how to construct that paper. Of course, the first thing I want is a cover sheet in which you're going to include your name and your partner's name. That is important because, again, only one person is going to upload this to Blackboard. I am going to give the grade to whoever's name appears on that cover sheet. In other words, if you left your partner off and I don't give your partner a grade, it's not going to be nice for them. Okay, after this is all said and done, after you've uploaded the project, I do have a peer review for you where you're going to tell me exactly how much of the work you did, how much your partner did, and I'm also going to be asking about technology that you used to accomplish this project. I'm not talking about encryption. You and your partner obviously had to collaborate. I want to know if you used Skype or Google Apps or Gmail or whatever it is that you used. I'm going to want to know about that. Okay? So that peer review will be 5 points of the final project. So you want to get that together, turn it around. It should take a couple of minutes for you to fill out and send that back into Blackboard. All right, so I've given you the scenario, and what you're going to do, you're going to propose a solution. So within the paper, the introduction of this paper should briefly describe the scenario, the problem, and who you are, and what you're going to do, a brief explanation of what you're going to do to resolve the problems that exist on this network. I say brief description of the solution because the body of the paper will include a detailed description of each of your solutions. I'm sure most of you use more than one encryption solution, and that's just fine. What you want to tell me about each encryption solution is what kind of encryption it uses, how does it fit in to this scenario, what it will do for the network, and a general understanding, a brief explanation of how it works, okay, for each encryption solution. So what I do have a diagram here for you. And just open that up. I do have a Visio document of this. I will upload it to Blackboard for your convenience. You may remove or add any hardware to this network or take any hardware from the network, provided that it's relevant to the encryption of the network. For instance, if you wanted to take out the file server and replace it with cloud storage, that's fine. If you're going to implement cloud storage, you're going to have to tell me what type of encryption this cloud storage is using, what type of security it has, and who ultimately, of course, a question would be, outside of encryption, who ultimately is responsible for that data, especially if the data gets lost. Right? Now, also, you're going to, in the body of the paper, you're going to be describing the phases of this project. You don't want to roll out an encryption solution all at once, because if something goes wrong, you will have a heck of a time troubleshooting it. This should be rolled out, I'd say, in 3 phases. Phase 1 in a month, Phase 2 in 2 months, Phase 3 in 3 months. If your timeline spans 6 months, that's okay too. Just explain to me why it's taken 6 months to roll this out. You roll it out a little bit at a time, and this way, if something does go wrong, you can fix the problem pretty quickly. If you roll this all out at once, you're not going to know what went wrong, and it's just not the way to roll out a project anyway. So after this all is said and done, you've got a network diagram to work with here. I would like one network diagram, and this one would be included in the 4 of the 5 pages. I understand this might take up half a page. I'll put the Visio document up there so that you may rearrange or do whatever you have to do with this network, and you're going to embed that into the Word document. Embed it as a JPEG, okay? Not as a Visio document. They're a little bit too large. Embed it as a JPEG like I did into the Word document. And then your conclusion. Your conclusion, again, It will describe the phases, okay, and what will all this do for the integrity and the security of data on the network. And that's pretty much what I'm looking for. Although it's not a really big project, it was a group project, and you did have to collaborate with somebody using technology to accomplish this too. And that's something that we're going to do every day in the IT field. Again, I said that in the document, in the project documents. I don't see an issue with working, with people in other states, as I do it all the time. Okay, and work with people I never met on various projects. So that's pretty much it. Again, let me recap: the cover page, the introduction, the body, the conclusion. Then don't forget about the peer review and a diagram. One diagram inserted into the Word document, and that diagram should be the finished product of what the network will look like, what the schematic of the network will look like after you've implemented your solutions. If you'd so desire, you want me to take a look at your paper before you submit it, I will be glad to do that. You send it to me on the email. Just give me 24-hour turnaround on it, and I will make any suggestions, tell you anything positive I have to say or anything negative I have to say, or give you some help with it. Okay, so if you so desire, you may send your paper over the email, and I'll be more than happy to take a look at it before you submit it. In the meanwhile, if there's any questions, you can reach me on the email. Till then, good luck with the final exam, and good luck with the final project.